675 days of reporting, speculation, all kinds of stories in there. The special counsel's probe is finally over. Our political panel is here to react. Republican strategist Holly Turner, host of the Knowles Show, Pablo Knowles, and Democratic strategist Kevin Chavis. Good to see you all.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
What we're seeing this morning is that Democrats are the dog who caught the car. The great conservative consolation is that eventually reality reasserts itself. We have been told for 2 years, watch Mueller, we're going to get the Mueller report, it's Mueller time, Trump colluded with Russia. Well, eventually you have to answer for all of those predictions. None of that came true, and so we see the reality. The question that we have to ask now is on the Democrat side of this. How did we get this dossier? How did we get this whole investigation? The real investigation begins now of Democrats, but for President Trump, he has been totally vindicated on this front, and so the left is left either as the cynics who say, okay, let's look at the Southern District, okay, let's look at Stormy Daniels, or they remain conspiracy theorists who say there is some new Boris and Natasha waiting, but there is not. It's over.
Michael, have Democrats overstepped again on this issue going into a presidential election because they've made it such a key part of their messaging against President Trump?
It was always bound for failure, so it was always a bad idea for them to invest all of their hopes into this Russia hoax narrative. Now they're calling for transparency. What else can they call for? Everybody wants transparency. The president has called for transparency, but I think transparency might end up hurting him, because today we're celebrating that a 2-year witch hunt to overturn a presidential election has failed. Tomorrow, once the celebrations are over, we should be indignant that this witch hunt began in the first place, that this hoax has been dragged on for so long in the first place. So I want transparency. I don't just want transparency on the Mueller report. I don't just want transparency on anybody associated with the Mueller report. I want to know how this whole charade, this whole farce started in the first place. And I don't think that transparency is going to reflect very well for Democrats. So the issue is now we're moving the goalposts, as we always expected it would. We have known for a very long time that the Russia investigation was a hoax. In their moments of candor, leftists like Van Jones, for instance, who was caught on that secret camera, said Russia is a nothing burger. They pursued it to the end. Now Mueller is over, so all of a sudden you heard them say, no, the real story is in the Southern District of New York. No, the real story is a casino that Trump wanted to build in 1972 or something. Those aren't the real stories. You can't switch like that. You lose credibility ultimately. Democrats are the boy who cried wolf. It's over. We know that there are no additional indictments. This is a vindication of President Trump. This is a vindication of Republicans. The 2016 election, I'm sorry, we're not going to overturn it. And if they keep focusing on the 2016 election, they're not going to have any chance in the 2020 election.